locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's Rusev Day.
You know, you do a lot of singing on this show.
I do.
And it never gets any better.
Hey, stay out of this. All right?
You know, I'm having a long day as it is, and I can listen to you sing.
That was good stuff.
No, it wasn't.
That was great
awful.
stuff. Somebody signed me to a contract. Isn't your brother like a record producer guy? Sign me to a contract.
He wouldn't even look at you.
Okay.
Never mind, sign you to a record
It's
contract.
Rusev Day. Come on. You hear that? That's the good stuff, bro.
Is that copyrighted? Because we're gonna be paying a lot of money to play that song.
Listen, Travis Tritt, he retweeted me when I did his Love of a Woman. When I did the
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Was it like check
He
out this
enjoyed it.
clown?
Well, don't be disrespectful.
Somebody I know was watching a YouTube video interview with Randy Travis.
Yes.
Boy, what happened to that guy?
Stop it. Don't do it to me.
I'm just. I mean, he was king.
Addiction is really a problem.
He was top of the world.
Yeah, alcohol did it to him, man.
But he's telling stories. His dad used to make a tough upbringing.
Yeah, he did.
Dad made him wrestle cattle or something, and just crazy.
Yeah.
But talk about a guy who's not that old.
No,
he's probably in his mid-60s.
Life's been tough.
Whew. It was a sad thing to see.
Shout out to Randy Travis. I'm still a fan. Don't worry, pal.
No, I mean, the classic stuff.
That's right.
It's classic.
That's right. Forever and ever. Amen. Welcome back to Duke Loves Rasslin. I am the Duke, and yes, I do enjoy doing pro wrestler impersonations, and I'm going to keep on doing them no matter what my illustrious co-host, the Boston Bad Boy, Iron Mike Pelosi, says.
I think I will get you singing lessons for Christmas.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not going to get you any gifts for Christmas. As usual, I'm going to continue the tradition of getting you nothing.
Get you a lump of coal. You have not been nice, okay?
Is it clean coal?
Yeah, well,
as long as it's clean
coal.
They take the coal, they clean it.
That's it.
And then they burn it.
That's it, bigly.
They take the coal and then they clean it. He actually said that.
He did say that. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He did say that. What are the top stories in the world of professional wrestling?
Who cares?
Now, we're going to find out during Run the Ropes. Also, what's it like being one of the most exciting tag teams on the indie scene? Well, we're going to find out when the Spirit of Detroit joins us. All that plus an update from one of your favorite wrestlers of all time. That's right. But before we get to any of that, Boston Bad Boy.
Yeah.
The Duke of Dorchester.
Ah, the real Duke.
Yes. Well, stop that.
No, the real
Duke.
Duke.
Another Duke.
The original, the real Duke.
Stop
the
it
only
right now.
authentic Duke.
Don't be disrespectful.
It's the only Duke I've ever talked to that was an authentic Duke.
Okay. See, I don't know about this guy today, folks. He's already starting off on the wrong foot.
What about our friend Duke?
Look, Pete Doherty, he had his surgery today.
Oh, really?
Yep. Now, folks, during our Thanksgiving episode, we had the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. He came on and he discussed his fantastic career as both a wrestler and heel commentator.
Getting bottles thrown at him at the
right.
Garden.
That's right. Told some great stories about Whitey Bulger and all kinds of crazy stuff. But he mentioned that he was going to have surgery on D-Day, which is today, December 7th.
A day that will live in infamy.
That's right. I spoke to him last night.
Did you?
I did. He was in good spirits.
Excellent.
You could tell that it was weighing on him a little bit. But I was able to distract him by talking a little football talk.
Well, I think when you have something like that scheduled, it's the waiting.
Of course, that's
gets
the worst
to you.
part.
It's not like
that's
it just happens
part.
and it's over with. Yeah.
So he's not happy with Gronk, and that cheap shot that Gronk took, where he knocked the guy out basically the other day. It's really
I don't
bad
get
news.
the Gronk.
I know.
The cult
don't
of Gronk.
Get on your Gronk.
I don't know. I wouldn't waste any more breath. I just don't get the cult of Gronk.
Well, who knows? But Pete,
he looks like
happy
Cro-Magnon.
Okay, we're not going to. This is about Pete, not about Gronk.
So
anyway,
Pete.
So he had his surgery today, and I'm going to reach out to the family this weekend and just get an update. But he'll probably be in recovery for at least a week, maybe two. Hoping all the best. It was brain surgery.
Wow, yeah,
literally.
Well, Pete's a guy. He's a really great outlook.
Yes,
and he's got a great family, and that goes a long way.
100%
to the recovery.
Yeah, very positive. So good stuff.
We're thinking
shout out to Pete. Yeah, shout out to Pete and everybody out there. Please keep him and his family in your prayers. Would appreciate that. Boston Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Next week, as you know, is International Duke Day. That's on the 12th.
Yeah. Have you started already?
Please, of course I have. Of course I have.
Do you torture your family with this?
I torture everybody with it. please.
It's good to know.
So next episode, which is the 14th, that's going to be the International Duke Day episode. And I have to say, last year you did a good job. You did a very good job. You got Conrad Thompson.
Just to shut you up, because I'm sick of listening about International Duke Day.
Well, it's
like, I don't care. I'm not trying to do something nice for you.
Why not?
I'm just trying to shut you up so that I can have a half-decent day and get on with my life.
Don't be disrespectful. But you had Conrad Thompson on, which is very nice.
Right.
That was a big episode because he gave us the scoop on the Ric Flair podcast
That's
what
right.
was going on. Remember that?
That's
that was
right.
huge news. So this year, I expect you to outdo yourself. Ric Flair should be on this show, right?
Yeah. You know what? Yes. Really.
Good.
Ric Flair's going to be on the
See
show.
that? All right, folks. You
Just
heard
that
it there.
simple. Ric
The
Flair's
Boston
coming on
Bad
the
Boy is
show.
going to bring us Ric Flair next week, right?
Yeah. You know what? You're going to get a knuckle sandwich. That's what you're going to get.
Come on.
Next
Don't-
week,
Listen,
hot off the panini grill.
I expect you to give me a great guest.
And people in hell want ice water.
Well, if it's not Ric Flair, it better be somebody good.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know what? Why don't you you're getting a little big for your britches over there. Just settle down. You're not a little child anymore. Your birthday doesn't mean anything.
What?
You're a grown-ass man.
It means something
Get
to
on
everyone.
with it. Get on with it.
Don't be disrespectful.
Get on with it.
It's time to run the ropes. That's when I educate this knucklehead Boston bad boy on the top 5 stories in the world of professional
Hang on.
wrestling.
Let me assume my comfortable position here to listen to you dawdle on for however many minutes
you
this segment of the show
Get your
is.
feet off the furniture. Jesus.
No, because I just like to close my eyes and not really listen. So, go ahead.
Give me a break. Jason Jordan beats up Roman Reigns.
Oh boy.
That's right. We're talking
Surprised
about...
you're not tenting.
Well, I am. Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, Jason Jordan, he grabbed Roman Reigns and gave him a suplex like you've never seen before.
I can't believe that they're using that stupid illegitimate son gimmick.
It's great. I love
It's
it.
stupid. I
It's
said it
great.
was stupid when they started doing it, and I still think it's stupid.
Oh, that's great.
And it totally negates any, Roman Reigns defeat.
Well, it wasn't a defeat. Roman actually beat him in a match later on, but Jordan got his move in.
So wait, you're telling me that a top story is not that Roman Reigns won the match, is that somebody earlier on got one over on him?
Yes.
You're insane.
It was
You're
great.
insane, you're obsessed, and that makes absolutely no sense.
Roman, you know who this is.
Oh, God. Please stop. Stop.
He
Stop.
knows. My arch nemesis, Roman Reigns. This is going to blow your mind.
I doubt it, but go ahead.
Impact Wrestling star requests her release. Okay?
Really?
So this is an interesting twist of events. And I know that you're always saying Vince McMahon is up to something here.
Yep, because he is.
And I'm telling you. So Chelsea Green, she was part of WWE Tough Enough, which was a show where, you competed to get a WWE contract.
A reality show.
Yeah, reality
Because
show.
you like watching all those stupid E-reality.
Stay
Was
out
it
of
on
this.
E?
No.
Okay.
Stay out of this.
But you like watching stupid E-reality shows.
Well, it was a good show. But she never made it.
Okay.
She got injured, and then the company didn't really pick her up.
So she was the winner.
No,
Oh,
she
no,
did
she-
not make it.
she did not make
She
it.
got
She-
injured, and then the company
Okay.
didn't pick her up. So she goes to Impact Wrestling.
All right.
Well, recently, at the Impact Wrestling tapings, she won the Knockouts Championship.
Okay.
So she wins the... They tell her, you're going to win the belt tonight. She goes, great.
Okay.
Goes out there, wins the
Wins
belt.
the belt.
Goes back into the back area there. Requests her release. I want to leave this company.
Really?
We just put the title on you 2 minutes ago.
I think it's smart.
And you literally
I
are
think
telling
that's
us
smart.
that you want out.
Where else is she going to go from there?
Gonna go back to the WWE.
Nah, she didn't want to.
Now that she got the belt, she can leave them and go back to the big time.
Well, maybe.
She's worth more now.
I don't know. I think that's a risky gamble. I think if she's gonna end her being a wrestler and on top of having a belt, great.
No, she's not gonna end up being a wrestler. She's new in the business. She's only a couple years in. But here's the funny part.
Things change for
She
people.
probably had the deal already done across the pond there, and she makes this move. So they said to her, "Why didn't you tell us this before we put the belt on you?" She says, "Well,
Is she in a contract? So she's in a contract with them.
yeah, but I think they said they'll release anybody who doesn't want to be there. That's what they claim."
Yeah, I'm sure Vince McMahon makes the same claim, and we see
Sure.
what happens with that.
So here's what's going to happen. They need her to drop the belt to make everybody whole. Because if you strip her of the title, then she's still the champion in everyone's eyes because she never lost it.
Right.
So this is the thing. So guess what? You get to stick them up. You're going to have to pay me big time. You want me to lose this title? Fine. Give me a bonus.
Wow, she backed him right in.
Well, she didn't do that yet, but that's probably what's going to happen.
How do they not see that coming? How does a promotion not see? Because this happens. It's happened before.
Well, you know what?
How do they not see it happening? How do people not know people? You know what I mean? Like,
they're in
it's
so
pretty,
much transition that everyone.
Yeah, but it's a pretty small community.
I agree.
How does no one say, "Hey, I think Vince is looking at your girl over here"?
Yeah, she looked like she's not happy. Well, she might go. And her boyfriend is in the WWE, Zack Ryder.
See, why would you want to work where your significant other is? To me, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't think it's doing any good for any of these staged, phony, baloney relationships like John Cena and his wife there and all that. And then your Daniel Bryan. It's ridiculous.
Don't do that.
It's like the Monkeys. It's all for show.
You're unbelievable.
You know, it's just a TV show, and it's ridiculous.
You're unbelievable. Just don't do that.
Trust me, you do not want to work where your significant other is. If your significant other worked with you, you'd go out of your effing mind in 15 minutes.
Well, fair enough.
Exactly.
Paige defeats Sasha Banks, which I'm not happy about.
Well, you're going to have to get over it.
In her first singles match, she beat Sasha Banks, of all people.
What are you going to do?
Okay, well, I'm not happy about that. And look,
it's a good thing no one asks you if you're happy or not.
I don't know what's going on with the Paige thing. I think that they're trying to put their best foot forward, but something just doesn't feel right for me. I still feel like, it's going to take a while for her to get back into the swing of things, but, beating Sasha Banks, that definitely is a big step in the right direction, which upsets me because Sasha's been losing a little too much in my taste there, folks, okay? I am sick of the WWE making Sasha Banks lay down for everybody else. She needs some wins, okay? And they need to happen soon.
You're intolerable. You know that? Okay. You're absolutely intolerable.
She's the boss. So please stop messing with Sasha Banks.
Can you stop being such a huge nerd about this? Because I totally blanked out on anything you said in the past 45 seconds. It's just, it's uninteresting.
You know what? You're uninteresting. Okay.
Listen, I can go. Let me go anytime.
No, you're locked in.
I'm ready to walk.
You're locked in, pal.
Locked in.
Nia Jax's love story.
I want to be released from my contract.
No, that's the wrong. You're not going to get out of my life. You're going to stay in my life. Can you believe this, though? Seriously. During Raw, Nia Jax walks up to none other than Enzo. Okay? And she says his famous catchphrase, "How you doing?" Wow. But then she flashes the dimples. And she's got the eyes all big.
Right, slow down.
She
Take
really,
it easy. There's steam coming off the top of your head over there.
Her new outfit, it doesn't look as ridiculous as it used to. She's showing a little cleavage. Just things going on here. So Enzo was like, "Oh, look at that." He did that little thing there. So, of course, the wrestling world goes crazy. And some fans went a little crazy, including our friend from WrestleZone.com. We're talking about the well-respected Lavelle Porter. I was able to record his reaction to this, and you got to hear this. This is good.
So he sees
this flirting thing happen. He has a crush on Nia Jax.
Boy, so. He's a special kind of person.
Sure.
And so this sounds legit.
No. Damn it, no. No.
What frightens me most about that is he's clearly in a public place having this meltdown.
Yeah, of course.
You think he'd have some kind of decorum. The man has a family, for crying out loud.
I know.
Pull it together.
Seriously.
Would you pull it together, Porter? Because I used to be a fan of yours, and I'm starting to wonder now.
It's going down the drain.
Starting to wonder.
Yep. Nick Hausman, you need to keep an eye on this guy.
Well, Hausman might be next on my list. So, just all of you pull it together. How about that?
You know what Hausman did?
I can't imagine.
No, let me tell this story. He got drunk, and he ended up walking around with no shoes on in some hotel. And he actually tweeted out, "Is that okay?"
No.
It's never okay.
No, when it's okay? What? When you're 8 years old and you run to the hotel pool.
You're not drunk when you're 8 years old.
Well, certainly not. But that's the only time you can be barefoot. And why would you want to be barefoot in a hotel?
But then what are you asking if it's okay for? You know it's not
because
okay.
you feel so badly that you know it's not okay. And you just feel horrible. And you're looking at yourself in the mirror going, what have I become?
Steve Harvey, you better talk to your boy Nick Hausman. Talk to Nick Hausman. Get him on the show.
Steve Harvey.
Talk to Nick Hausman.
I'm sorry. Mr. Harvey's unavailable. He's in his dressing room.
That's right.
Steve Harvey.
The number one story in the world of professional wrestling is history continues to be made. That's right. We're talking about the UAE, United Arab Emirates. they just hosted one of the first women's wrestling matches between Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
Wow, welcome to the 20th century.
Interesting, huh? But, hey, that's their culture. What are you going to do? But here's what's interesting. You've seen Sasha and you've seen Alexa, right? They wear like a tank top and short shorts. That's their uniform because when you're fighting, you don't need a lot of stuff in the way, right? That's natural. The men wrestle in their tights, too. You know, it is what it is. Well, women have to be covered in the UAE. So they made special bodysuits for them where they literally were covered from head to neck.
I think I've seen that in other sports, like in other Olympic sports.
That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
And the suits were cool.
Sure.
But it got me to thinking. I mean, look, I believe, you know, in America, hey, you should have a choice. You can wear whatever the hell you want, represent yourself the way that you want. These are athletes. These are wrestlers, and they're damn good wrestlers. Sasha and Alexa Bliss. It's interesting to see them without the short shorts and the tank tops with all the skin, and you just really focus on the wrestling.
Is that what it was for you? You really focused on
the
wrestling?
I always focus on the wrestling. I don't really.
I'm sure.
No,
I'm sure
I got to be honest with you. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, no. I don't look at them like that because I respect what they do in the ring.
You mean you're not one of these people?
No. No, damn it, no. No.
I'm not one of those.
You're not one of those people?
I'm not one of those. Listen, Sasha Banks is a very talented person and very attractive, but I'm not attracted to her. Alexa Bliss, same thing. Because I respect them. They're just like the guys in wrestling as far as I'm concerned. I'm more interested in their talent.
I feel like a lot of people, when you talk about the cultural differences, take a hard-line stance one way or the other.
Sure.
And if a couple of Americans, like these ladies, decide to go over there and say, you know what, no big deal. We want to do our thing, but we'll adhere to the... I think that moves the needle more than anything else.
100%.
I think that you know, it shows women there that there's more possibility.
Sure.
And then you'll get there.
Well, because, hey, what happens if women start wrestling on a full-time basis there? They have their own wrestling organizations where women actually are allowed to participate. Then it turns into other things later.
That can fuel social change. That's what you're into.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. And I don't think saying, no, we're not going to go because we don't want to dress like... You can't do that, just like you don't want to just say, well, okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can be smart about it.
You can be smart about it.
And you can affect change that way.
And you know, Vince McMahon being himself, I'm pretty sure he's going to sell those bodysuits.
Oh,
there'll be replicas of them, and the kids can buy them.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe you should get one that just goes from the top of your head all the way to your feet. So I don't even have to look at you.
Oh, really?
That would be amazing.
I would make that thing look great.
Shudder.
You've heard what I think. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a
nauseous.
jerk? Maybe something in between. Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin and let me know. Listen, you better take some, I don't know, Tums or something there, pal.
Yeah, I need a little Pepto-Bismol.
Get your act together. Up next, the Spirit of Detroit.
This is Alexa. And this is Brianna. And we're Sugar and Spice. And you're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
All right, so I was having a conversation with indie wrestler Second to None. And he was telling me about a fan. This is crazy, Boston Bad Boy.
Yeah.
But he was telling me about a fan that asked him to take his sweaty ring gear and ring it out above the fan's
There's a
head.
lot of ringing going on.
Yeah,
I saw that post, and I dry heaved a little bit inside about that.
How disgusting is that, huh?
Well, listen, I mean, a woman won't even have dinner with me. Never mind come up to me and ask me to, you know...
She literally asked him if she could drink his sweat.
That's right, yeah.
So I got to ask, because I'm just completely confused about this, and I'm going to start off with Tay. Tay, what's the weirdest request or even comment that a fan has made in your direction there?
I think the weirdest thing that a fan has ever said to me was, it was this chick that she wanted me to give her my drawers so she could take them home.
What?
By the way, I love the term drawers. Yeah. I love it so much.
It's a classic.
It doesn't get used enough anymore.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It covers everything. Yep. It's classy.
You know what it means.
And you know what it means.
That's right. That's right. Now hold on. Cass, what about you? What was the craziest thing a fan has either requested or said to you?
Man, all right. So when I used to do this old gimmick, I used to wear like this loincloth. And once I stopped doing it, I was asked, could they frame it and keep it on the wall for their mother, which is, yeah.
Damn.
And I hope your reply was, there's no frames big enough for this loincloth.
Man, the reply was, how much you buying it for, bro?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Got to make that money, baby.
I was looking for one for Duke for Christmas, and I tell you, they're not cheap.
That is crazy. So now, Cass, have fans been generally respectful toward you? Because I know that you've been beating up on some of their favorite wrestlers out there on the indie scene there. Have they been respectful, or you've been getting a hard time?
Nah, man, very respectful. They know better. Honestly,
I like this guy.
He's a big man. Right.
You know, it's the kind of thing where, you know, I like to go around and I like to beat people up, man. Like, honestly, it's really fun to me. So it's the type of thing where it's like, if they have a problem, they won't bring it up with me.
No, I can tell, bro. How tall are you there, Cass?
6'1".
And how much do you weigh?
About 400.
So who's going to tell this guy anything?
It's funny because you say 6'1", and you're like, and I'm 6'1", but I'm not 400 pounds.
No.
There's the slight differentiation.
Let me tell you something about this 400 pounds. He can move.
Yeah, right.
All right.
This is not. Yeah, this is not. We're not slouching with this 400 pounds.
No, not at all. Now,
see why he's my partner.
That's right. That's right.
See, that's why Duke keeps me around, because I've got the height and the reach.
Yeah.
I don't really know what he brings to this tag team.
I bring the handsomeness to this.
Yeah, okay.
Give me a break.
As you can tell, we're in bad shape.
Stop putting yourself over. Jeez. Now, Tay, we know that you're the finesse guy over there and what have you. But I got an interesting question about you, and I want to take you back to when you were just a fan. So this is before you got in the business. What's a misconception? What's something that you thought about back then that when you finally got into the business, you got to see that you were completely wrong?
Honestly, what kind of took me by surprise when I finally got into the business or whatever, usually the heels are like the good guys in real life, and the baby faces are the ones you don't want to meet in real life, because it's true what they say. You don't want to meet your idols. You just find out to be a piece of trash.
Wow, what in the damn? Do you have any? You don't have to name names unless you want to, but you got any examples?
I ain't gonna name any names right now, but you know, a lot of guys would get fired from where they are, and they would come to the indies and stuff like that, and they would feel like they're owed something. You know, so they come down to the indies with this chip on their shoulder, like everyone's beneath them. Like, why am I even here? I'm only doing this just because whatever reason and stuff like that. So I went to shake the person's hand and stuff like that, and he just straight up just was like, man, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Somewhere. So me being me, like, yo, I don't take that shit. I have to tell you, it's been many a day where he had to hold me back, where it's just like, calm down, Rob, chill. You feel me? Stuff like that is why I try to remain as humble as possible, because regardless of where I'm at or where I end up going and stuff like that, I'm a fan first. Like, that's the reason why I became a wrestler in the first place, because I'm a fan. I never want to lose that innocence that got me here. You know what I'm saying? And
Deep.
I feel like a lot of wrestlers do that.
Deep. Cass, have you had any experiences like that where maybe somebody who you thought was going to be one way goes completely the opposite direction on you?
Man, I wouldn't really say the opposite direction. I've definitely had some people that just were unsavory, you know, to somebody that you expected to be one way, and then like you met them and they were totally different. Once again, won't name names, but I will say that this person is, as far as wrestling is concerned, is a household name. Tay and I did a show a couple months ago, man, and we were really excited that he was on the card, big name, and, you know, he was in the back chilling with us, and, you know, he's like, oh, how you doing? How you doing? We're like, yo, what's up, man? What's up? And then he, like, proceeded to ask us, do we, like, you know, like booger sugar? And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, there's that.
Hello.
There's that.
Nowhere. Like, you don't say that to someone you don't know, man. You know, it's like, hey, man, you like. I'm like, no.
Damn.
You don't want to spend 3 days awake with someone you hardly know anyway.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to jump into that. That's a commitment.
And also, you should have checked him and see if he was wearing a wire. Like, I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I have to say, Duke, you haven't asked me, because I have met some people who are in the celebrity realm, and most of them are cool people. But I'm going to name names.
Uh-oh.
I met David Duchovny from the X-Files. Okay. He came in to, I work at a radio station. He came in to do a little interview. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, I got to watch this guy growing up. He was like a hero. I'm a total sci-fi geek. There he is, Agent Mulder. He comes in, wouldn't talk about anything but his singing career. And when we tried to ask him about the X-Files, like, hey, you know, reference why he's famous in the first place, he was just a dick about it.
Oh, no.
And I just was so disillusioned.
See?
He didn't offer any. I mean, had he offered me Coke, it would have been a better experience. I didn't even get that out of it.
Yo, we got offered weed instead of money before from a promoter.
Oh,
so,
come on.
You feel me?
Come on.
Wow, that's low.
We're really getting into it
low.
now. Jeez. So wait, what did you take the weed or did you take the money?
Both. Like, we still got paid. But, yo.
Man's got to get paid.
That's the Ric Flair tells that story. He says he on tours of Mexico and Japan, he'd take Roddy Piper with him. Piper would get the 8-ball and Flair would get the money. That's just the way it went. It was what it was.
Like, we weren't about to just leave out with just one of them things.
Right, they are a tag team.
Yeah, that's
Duke.
it.
They're getting both. That's the way
it
it works.
Folks, we're talking to the Spirit of Detroit, a.k.a. one of the most promising tag teams in all of indie wrestling today. Now, Cass, tell us here. Describe to us what the Spirit of Detroit is. Like, what are you folks all about here, and where did the name come from?
The Spirit of Detroit is, first of all, it's a monument of Detroit, downtown Detroit. If you're ever down there, it's right there by the Joe Louis Fist. It's one of the most well-known figures in Detroit. But it's one thing that when you think of Detroit, you think of the Spirit of Detroit. And we kind of wanted to relay that with us as a team. We both come from the city, obviously being brothers. He was raised on the west side, I was raised on the east side. And, we both believe that we put the city on our back when we do what we do.
And how have the other wrestlers from the Detroit area? I mean, I'm thinking of somebody like the most destructive force in all of pro wrestling, Sienna, a.k.a. Allison Kay. How are they responding to you fellas and literally naming yourselves after the city there?
Well, Allison Kay is a sweetheart. Like, we started out together. And she is one of the coolest people ever. It's kind of one of those things where they either love it or they hate it. A lot of people are loving it because they're like, they're bringing recognition back to the city. They're doing it in a positive way. Other people don't like it because, frankly, they're fucking hating. So, it is what it is,
Well, I feel like, especially recently, Detroit is a topic people feel very strongly one way or the other. And it turns out not many people are from there to talk about it. I'm curious, with you guys from there, what do you want people to know about Detroit when you're out representing Detroit? What is it about that spirit? What does it mean now? What is Detroit now in this country, and what does it stand for?
A lot of folks, when we go to different states and stuff like that, and they ask us what's it like in Detroit, they always go to 8 Mile because it's damn movie.
How's 8 Mile?
How's 8 Mile?
The first thing they
Is
ask,
Eminem there?
So, right? Have you met Eminem and shit like that? He's like, it's more down here than just 8 Mile. Like, it's a whole different world. And I'm from 8 Mile. Well, I'm not. I lived on 8 Mile.
Yeah.
But it's just a long story. You know what I'm saying? But it's more to it than just 8 Mile. Like, it's an entirely different world. You feel me? So. We just try to shed some light on all parts of Detroit because it's hard to live out here. Like, it really is. We didn't even have a mayor at first.
That's a hot take there. That's definitely a hot take.
Coming from Boston, Boston-based movies, they're all, gangsters talking like this, and they're going to, and then, Mocky Mock. It's like,
The Departed.
The Departed, that's right. There's more to it. And I think a lot of times, especially coming from big cities that have problems, because cities have problems, that's just the way it is in this country, unfortunately. It's great to see another side of it, no matter what it is, because it's easy for someone to say when they think Detroit, they think 8 Mile, and they think, okay, that's just the end of it. I mean, Detroit's a huge city. And it's in a very big area. So it's like there is diversity there. It was a driving industry of this country at one point. And, if you guys can come from there and be putting out great work as, wrestlers and representing the city, well, there's no reason why, things can't change perception-wise.
There's so much about Detroit that a lot of people don't know. Like, for instance, we invented the freeway. Like, that started in Detroit.
Right.
True.
Exactly.
We had the first. Exactly. We had a lot of different things.
RoboCop. You guys have RoboCop.
Goodness gracious, yeah.
A lot of y'all favorite celebrities came from the Motown era.
That's right.
That's
music.
Right. Absolutely. Hitsville is down the street, man. It's still there. And it's Detroit is thriving right now, and it's rebuilding itself. And if you were to go to downtown Detroit right now, you would not expect it to be as beautiful as it is.
There is a Facebook group that the Boston Bad Boys actually a member of.
Oh, yes, a prominent member.
Actually, yeah. You know what? He's a prominent, honored member of the group. We're talking about the Nation of African American Wrestlers. Now, you fellas are big-time members in the group. I know that the group is very supportive of you. Tell us, how does it feel to have a fan base like that, where they have a specialized group and their main focus is to support people like the Spirit of Detroit?
It's different. It's humbling. You know, we can't say it enough. Like, we're just paying cash. Two kids who came up from nothing. You know, they weren't expecting us to do what we do on the level that we're doing it. So the fact that we even have fans is the craziest thing in the world to us, man. So to everybody who supports us, everybody who, you know, shares our videos of us beating people down, kicking faces off, jumping off everywhere, man, like, that is the most amazing thing. We thank every single one of you guys.
That's great, because someday Duke hopes to have fans. He doesn't have any now, and it's not looking good for him.
Wow.
So it's nice for him to hear something very positive like that, you know, and to hear how humble you guys are. It's really great.
You put some respect on my name. I ain't going to say no more, okay?
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Now, tell us, do you feel any pressure? Because, you know, in the wrestling industry, which is a majority white male industry, do you feel any pressure as a black male in the industry there to represent and to take things even further than the folks who came before you have?
No, absolutely. I always say that regardless on how things are in the business, like, it's not going to, like, just dictate how me and Cass operate. Like, when me and Cass go out in the ring, we're going to give it our all, like, every night.
Listen, Cass, if fans want to get in touch with you, fellas, what's the best way they can reach you?
Man, we're everywhere. like we're everywhere. There's no social media around that you can't find us, man. Facebook, we use our regular Facebook. You can find M. Jonte Keith. Me, I use my shoot name, Joseph Ira. You can find us on Instagram. You know, he's Leo Gang. I'm that Cassidy Keith. Twitter. Man, I will make a freaking MySpace if I have to. You know,
you're gonna need a time machine first,
right?
Yeah. I'll make a Bebo.
Oh man, you're gonna take it to the Vivo now. Listen,
still have black people meet. We will do that.
To close it out, go right ahead. Let us know what's on your mind.
All right, little brother, go ahead.
Cash, you know how I get sometimes. You know, sometimes I start to talk a lot, and then
I feel like we should be playing music underneath this, because it sounds like the beginning of a Barry White song. You know, sometimes, you know how I get sometimes, girl, when you come in here, and I don't know what to say.
That's right.
My name is Cass, and I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, there it is.
I like long walks on the beach.
There it is. Float on. Come on.
Peep this out. Because me and Cass, we don't really, like, our deal, we don't really cut promos like that. Like, we just straight talk.
So then let your next grouping of opponents know what's on your heart, man. What's going to happen the next time you step in the ring?
Honestly, when it comes to me and my brother, all we do is cash checks and beat ass. That's all we got to do. We put our city on, we do what we got to do, and then we go home.
You can make your own decision all you want, but you can't pick your own consequence. Feel what I'm talking about? And the consequence is they definitely getting their ass whipped this Saturday.
Wow, that turned serious real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, at 6'1", 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. You always say 6'1" like it's tall, because you're not tall. But
I'm handsome.
We don't have enough time to get into that. But 6'1", if the guy was like 6'5", say like a football player, 6'5", 400. Okay, 6'1", 400. That is just a mountain.
Well, you weren't impressed with
like
the 6'1".
No, I'm not with the height. The 400 pounds of pure muscle and killing machine. That's what I'm impressed with, because that's like a perfect cube. That guy, I haven't seen a picture. That guy must be a perfect cube.
And he can move.
Yeah.
He can move.
So it's like fast twitch muscle response.
You don't want to mess with this guy.
No. But I thought it was interesting. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind if people contact him through Black People Meet, because ironically, that's where I found you to get this show off the ground.
That's exactly how it happened.
Is that like farmersonly.com?
Yeah,
there's that too.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is just those commercials. Boy, someone got paid to come up with that idea, and that's what makes me
John Deere hats and everything in between. That's it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought that was good, and Detroit, man.
Yeah.
Detroit is an interesting city. It's an interesting tale of America.
And the people,
and it's still evolving.
Sure,
what its next iteration is going to be, because Detroit was a small city.
Yep.
Then you got the Motor City. Boom! For 50, 60 years, post-World War II, cranking out every car made in America. And then...
we turned our back on them.
Exactly right.
But the people of Detroit are always strong, really engaging people.
It's amazing that the strongest people come from the hardest places.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, I have nothing but respect for people who didn't say, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yep.
No, this is my home.
Yep.
This is my city. It's tough. But so am I.
And then when you have the Spirit of Detroit, this tag team, we're going to take the city and put it on our back.
I think that's... and talk about a great gimmick. We always talk about gimmicks. Simple stuff is great, and honest stuff.
Yep.
You can't pretend to be, for instance, a pirate who's never seen the ocean.
Would you leave Captain Stevens alone?
You said his name. I didn't name names.
Stop it right now.
You named names. I wasn't going to say a name.
Captain Stevens.
Please. He could hear you, except he's on the ocean. Oh, wait, he's never been on the ocean.
Leave him alone.
But what I'm saying is, if the more truth that's wrapped up into a gimmick, the better it's going to be.
It's natural.
Again, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's pretty much him.
That's who he is.
It's like amped up, obviously.
Yeah,
but that's it. The core, that's what we're dealing with.
All him.
That's what we're dealing with. So, yeah, I think that's. I think those guys are in good shape, and I'm looking forward to checking out some of their stuff.
Me too. Me too. I look forward to them continuing to grow too, because they're doing well for themselves.
By the way, you sent me something, and you send me stuff during the show, and you don't label it, and I don't know, and you just want me to play it.
When I get the messages in the message box, I just send. You're the producer.
You know what? I think you need to be off the message box.
Why?
I think get off your soapbox.
No, you've been messing
around. Get off the message box. Tear up the contract and get out of my life.
Yeah, right. Well, play the message.
All right, hang on. All right, let's see here. Let's see what the heck is going on here.
All right, somebody say something about Duke. The third time's a charm. This is the third time I've tried it, and the last time, man, my boys in that ring busting butt, and we got some good kids training. And if you want an opportunity to be the best you can.
Okay, wait. What are we listening to?
That's got to be Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Oh, of course it is.
The NWA champ.
Of course it is.
The classic, the legend.
And it sounds like someone's taking bumps while he's recording this.
He's at his wrestling school, and somebody's getting beat up.
Be in your dreams to be a professional wrestler. All I can do is say, check them out. Check them all out. But if you want to come be the best, come to Tommy Wildfire Rich School of Wrestling. We got school for youngsters, and we got school for the big boys.
I love the idea of, all right, so little Timmy's going to go to wrestling school. It'll be a nice weekend
learn
thing.
how to knock somebody around.
You're bringing your little kid to Tommy Wildfire School. Maybe we'll do soccer instead.
But that's exactly where I want Timmy to go, so he can learn how to have some personality. I love it.
Big girls, announcers, whatever it is your dream is to be that pertains to wrestling, like the King Elvis Presley said, you got to follow that dream wherever it may take you. And right now, Myrtle Beach is where the dreams can come true.
I think that might be the slogan for the city of Myrtle Beach.
Awesome.
Where dreams come true.
This should be a commercial where, like, on TV,
You're right,
where you can see him.
Well,
and
you know how they do those things where it's like,
around.
What did they do for New York? They had all the famous people like come to New York.
Sure.
They should do Myrtle Beach, and then Tommy's one of them, and he just says, "Get on to Myrtle Beach.
That's
you're going to be a wrestler."
School's going great, like I said. You want a chance in your dreams to be a wrestler, announcer, a lady wrestler, a man wrestler, whatever your dream is.
Lady wrestler.
Lady wrestler.
If you want to follow through with it, all I can say is check the school of Tommy Wildfire Rich out. Hey, it's $1,500 for a year, $500 down, and $100 a month. You can't beat the deal. It's like a blue light special at Walmart.
So wait a minute.
Don't do it.
I gotta just do it because I like Tommy.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
All right.
He said $1,500 a year.
Yep.
It's $500 down and $100 a month.
Yes.
If I do my math correctly, that comes out to $1,700 a year. I'm just trying to say, Tommy, if you've seen the movie Casino, sometimes people skim. You might want to check with who's doing your math for you.
Check the accountant. Make sure there's no funny business going on there.
Hey, and then the next thing coming to Myrtle Beach is the Comic-Con. December the 9th and 10th, we're going to be at the Myrtle Beach Mall with such heroes as Spider-Man, Batman, and Tommy Wildfire Rich is going to be there too, man.
Wow. With such superheroes as Spider-Man, Batman, and me.
That's right, man.
Tommy Wildfire Rich, man.
This guy still cuts a better promo than 99% of the business today.
Absolutely.
Roman Reigns could not cut a promo like Tommy Wildfire Rich.
I think we still got about 30 seconds.
That's what we're talking about. WrestleCon. Hey, if you want some advance tickets to the big show December the 16th, all I can say is get there early because the tickets are going quick. And then the bottom line is, on December the 16th, biggest show in the history of Myrtle Beach.
Somebody just went through a table.
Listen.
That was a table hit.
Literally.
That was through a table.
Literally. Can you imagine if Tommy's the one beating them up as he's
Well, I
doing
love the
promo?
idea of doing like a TV commercial, right? And he's just talking, and then behind him,
people getting thrown around.
Crazy stuff happening. It's perfect.
I love it.
Hey, you better not miss it. 7 big matches, a one-night tournament, ladies wrestling, and a dangerous Doug Gilbert myself in the main event.
Now, I got to tell you something. That was exactly 2 minutes.
Wow.
That is a professional.
See? Again.
Because I know you had a conversation with him, and he said, I want to promote something. He said, send me something. And he did a 2-minute cut.
2 minute. Boom.
Look at that.
In and out.
Crazy. Completely out of his mind.
Which makes it awesome.
Which is awesome.
Awesome.
But he professionally hit 2 minutes.
Well, you could see Tommy at Comic-Con. You can go to his show on the December the 16th. You can pay $500 down and what is it, $100 a month or $1,500?
Yeah, you might want to just double check check in with him on that.
The whole 9 yards here. But folks, we'll be posting on the Facebook page as well. Tommy Wildfire Rich, legend, the whole 9 yards. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, this is Rudy Russo, and you're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin. How do you like them, Montana?
All right, Boston Bad Boy, what do you got for us this week here?
Well, you know, I was thinking about something. We've had a lot of geek talk. We talked a little geek earlier during the interview.
Sure,
Tommy Wildfire Rich got a Comic-Con thing going.
That's right.
And I was thinking about geek stuff. And there seems to be this huge swelling interest in something that I never thought wrestling fans would be into, which is those little pop figures.
Yeah.
Those little rubberized with the big head. They look kind of like bobbleheads.
Sure.
And they're huge business everywhere. Any TV show, wrestling, obviously, movies. I got, for the girlfriend, I got a couple of Doctor Who ones.
Oh.
She has them on her desk at work.
Wow. She took them out of the box.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't know you weren't supposed
Most of the wrestling fans, they don't take them out of the box.
See, that's ridiculous to
They
me.
keep them in the box, and then they stack the boxes. I'm telling you, this is what happens.
Well, that's how they're displayed in the stores. I've seen them. There's like a wall.
Yeah.
My brother, my brother is a collector of many things. My brother is also very particular. So my brother is a huge fan of The Walking Dead, as a lot of people are.
Interesting.
My brother probably has every Walking Dead action figure ever made.
Wow.
He had them on his wall in his studio, right around the whole room, all in the packages, never to be opened or touched by human hands.
See, there it is.
And if that happened, say that one of them was opened.
Oh no!
Forget it.
Yeah, he would turn to The Walking Dead.
So my ultimate prank would be, if I ever had the money, would to be buy a duplicate set, open them, and then have him come in while I'm playing with them, like in a bucket of water.
I'm going to play this for your brother,
and then just freak him out, and then say, no, I moved yours to the other area.
Sure.
He's always, when he buys me something for birthday or Christmas or something. Well, you're not going to open it. No, yes, I'm going to open it.
You're not going to open it.
Of course I'm going to open it. I'm going to play with it. It's a toy.
No, it's a collectible. Get it right.
If you say so. You think these pop things are going to be worth a lot of money?
Sure. Of course they will be. You kidding me?
No, absolutely not. They're going to be like Beanie Babies.
All right. You know what? We're going to put up a poll. Do you think the WWE pop figures are going to be worth money if they stay in the packaging?
And I'm going to say, do you think all these people that buy these non-biodegradable pieces of junk are going to be left like the crazy people who thought that Beanie Babies were going to be worth something?
Would you stop?
I saw a recent meme on the internet about it was a picture of a husband and wife in court on the floor of the courtroom sorting out Beanie Babies during their divorce in the 90s. And so it said, don't you long for a simpler time?
Wow.
Yeah, in a way I do. But they're not valuable. They're not valuable. There was a big hoax circulating around that the Princess Diana Beanie Baby was worth like $100,000.
Oh, no.
And then someone I know had one and was like, oh, and I'm like, you out of your mind? I can put anything on eBay for $100,000.
Sure.
No one's going to buy it. That's exactly right. No, it doesn't mean anyone's going to buy it.
Damn.
And then another thing I was thinking about. Jonathan Coachman.
Oh, Coach. Yeah.
Yeah. He left ESPN back in October, and now it's looking like there's a return to WWE as a, Vince McMahon stooge / commentator / whatever.
Well, he was with the WWE for a while, and he was famous for doing his spots with The Rock and all that good stuff there, the interview spots, getting made fun of by The Rock.
Getting made fun of by Vince. Wasn't that sort of his thing? He was just basically there to take the beating.
Well, come on. Don't have
Vince
to bring
would
up
scream
his
at him
personal business.
and because he knew Coach would take it.
Well, you don't have
That's
to bring
the
up
job.
his personal business.
That's the job. He was like Vince's crash test dummy that he would put in a little chair and pull a spring and it would slam him into a wall.
All right.
And Vince would laugh.
So what?
Well, you know what? To be honest, if this guy does come back as the punching bag for Vince, maybe the program of WWE can get a little bit better because Vince will be off busy, whatever.
Well, it was better when he was there.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe for the sole reason that Vince was less involved with the day-to-day and more involved with hatching schemes like the Wile E. Coyote of how to torture this guy.
Stop. It's funny, too, because I saw a couple of interviews with Coach where he literally would say that. He said, yeah, Vince liked me because I would take it. I'm just sitting there like, really? Wait,
it's pretty simple math,
isn't it?
He's
getting yelled at for stuff he didn't even do.
Yeah, he's sort of like, it's Stockholm Syndrome. He's in an abusive relationship with Vince McMahon.
And I don't think Vince is abusive. I think Vince is just
I feel
a hard-working person.
I feel abused by him.
You feel abused by Vince
McMahon?
Yes,
I do, because he's insulting my intelligence and he's hurting my brain.
He's a friend of mine. Be careful.
Right. You don't have friends. We established that earlier.
Be careful talking about my friend Vince McMahon. You're on a roll.
I am. That's right. So I'm going to move on to something more important.
Oh, boy. Oh, my Buddha.
And I know that you were going to sit on this for another week and let it go, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to break the third wall here, okay? And I'm going to talk about, because I think this is important. You've been getting some heat in real life this past week. I know that for a fact. I know I'm not supposed to know about it, but I know about it. And I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because,
You're going to literally put us in a bad spot
insult
here.
you, insult the show, and I'm involved.
Okay.
So when I don't care until I'm involved, and now I'm involved.
Wow.
So now I care.
Wow.
So I think the audience should know about what's going on here. That we put a lot of work into this.
Sure.
I mean, I do. You not really, but I like a certain level. This show is at a certain level of discourse. Okay. You're intelligent. I'm intelligent. And we have an intelligent discourse about a great many things.
Yeah.
We cover a lot of ground.
We hit it.
And I think, even though I don't care about wrestling, I think that our reputation is pretty solid as two people who know how to have a conversation and deal with issues. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
We've done it for a long time. We've gone out of our way to handle a lot of delicate stuff that we've talked about. We've covered race. We've covered sexism and sex. We've covered abuse and domestic issues. We've covered everything. PTSD.
Jeez.
You name
the whole
it.
9 yards.
We've gone through all of that. And you know what? I think we brought some interesting points to light, and we've handled it in a mature fashion, which is amazing considering we're usually not that mature.
And it's been covered. I mean, you got the websites; they cover our show.
Well, and that's true, right? If I feel like if we were talking nonsense, no one's wasting any ink on us, digital or otherwise.
No way, no way.
So I think that some of the stuff we talk about gets strong reactions from people.
Sure,
and not just from our audience, the loyal listeners, as you call them. I call them people who could do a little bit better in getting me questions, but other people in the wrestling world. People I know reach out to you directly. They go out and they talk to you directly. And some of your favorite wrestlers and people who are in the biz behind the scenes, they listen. And, all right, so a good example of this, if I'm getting too far in the weeds, is when we're covering the JBL.
Oh, boy.
Allegedly bullying.
The heat that I took for that JBL segment, folks, was just beyond anything that's reasonable. I mean, I literally had people within the WWE
now, I know you say Vince is your best friend and you're full of crap, but
sure.
in reality, there were people behind the scenes.
Yeah, there were people behind the scenes.
Reaching out, going, hey.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, and it was really, it got a little intense. I'll just say that. It got a little intense, and quite frankly, I don't care.
Well, and that was similar to when we were talking about the CTE stuff.
Sure.
These are sensitive topics for people who have money invested in this.
Yep.
We're just fans. I mean, I'm not a fan, but you're a fan. I'm a fan of the truth, justice, and the American way, like Superman. And
what?
And so I don't mind covering that. I don't mind going there.
Sure.
You say, look at this topic. I say, that's ridiculous, or whatever. And we go there. And, every week listeners come back.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming back for a reason.
Well, And I mean, it's we're funny. I'm hysterical.
Oh, well, I don't know
I'm one of the funniest people alive.
I don't know about that.
And so they're coming for that, but they're also coming because there's stuff in the news that we hit, and I think they're entertained by it, and I think that they know we're going to have an interesting take on it. We're no dummies.
Well, and it provides people with talking points too. How do these guys perceive this issue? People that we respect as far as their opinion is concerned.
Well,
how do they perceive this issue?
But also, we're nobodies. Just like the people listening to this show.
Sure.
Our whole audience, they're a bunch of nobodies, just like us.
Well, speak for yourself.
So what I'm saying is, we have a platform. And so if we're going to have a platform, we got to respect that power. It's like there's a certain person in the Oval Office who has a very powerful platform, doesn't respect the platform, and look what kind of trouble we're in. So on our very little tiny platform, I think it's equally as important to use it wisely.
Sure.
And we have fun. We joke around a lot. But when we talk about a serious subject, we get serious. And sometimes I get seriously upset, and sometimes you say stuff that's seriously ridiculous. But you know what? We're taking it seriously.
And that's the thing. So let's not even dance around it. I'll just jump right into it. So,
because you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with this. So I'll just bring it up here. So there was a situation in our wrestling group for some of you fans out there who have not been exposed to Duke's Rasslin Crew. It's the name of my specialized group for some of our loyal listeners there. And it's a place where we interact about some really serious things, and a lot of the stuff that happens there spills over into the show.
Can I say I crap on the listeners a lot, but the guys and gals that interact on the page, there are topics discussed there that have nothing to do with wrestling necessarily.
Yeah.
It will maybe start there, but everybody's pretty smart.
Absolutely.
Everybody's pretty smart, and if they're not smart, in my opinion, they at least stick to their guns. So I respect that.
And as far as the male to female ratio, it's almost 50%.
Yeah, that's pretty good
both
too.
ways there. So that's which is very rare to see a wrestling group where there's a high female participation, because a lot of groups, they want the women to not speak up. They don't want them to share their opinions.
Aren't we having this problem and on a macro level in this country?
And that's the problem.
So, and so I think that it speaks well of me and you that women feel comfortable
not only
up.
comfortable, but they feel like this is home.
They're empowered.
This is where I go to talk about
this
stuff.
That's right.
So one of our group members posted a YouTube video of a woman who went to a book signing that Mick Foley was doing, and she was protesting outside, and she brought up the fact that Foley, when she was 15 years old, raped her. That's what she alleges. Statutory rape. So this was just posted. Factual. This is what this person is alleging. This is what happens. No one is saying that it actually happened or didn't happen, other than this is the video. This is what this woman is alleging.
So the video is out there. And one of our people in our group shared it to the group, saying, take a look at this.
This is what somebody's
going
saying.
on.
Exactly. This is the news. You guys cover the top stories in the world of professional wrestling today.
This sounds potentially significant.
Absolutely. And when I did a little bit more research, it was all over the Twitter feed and all the whole 9 yards there. So it is a top story. No two ways about it. So suddenly I started getting messages.
Privately.
And at first it was just one. And it's like, all right, well, I expected this person to send me a message and whatever, sure. But then it was another and another. And they were just saying these things. Well, Mick Foley's a good friend of mine. I've known him for decades. And how dare you allow something like that to be posted, and you're really hurting your reputation, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, what? No one said one way or the other.
Right.
No one gave an opinion on the issue. Just, here's the issue. News.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of strange. And not too long after, I started getting other messages from people who don't want to speak on the record for whatever reason, and maybe that'll change someday, but other people who corroborate what the woman was saying.
Interesting.
Which is, we're getting into some heavy stuff here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So my point is, I'm going to allow it to be posted in the group because it was just what's happening. And you know what? Yeah, we're going to talk about it on this show. And I wasn't there. And there hasn't been any legal process, okay? So I'm not saying that Mick Foley did what he's alleged to have done. And to be fair, Mick Foley, for the past, almost decade now, he's been a prominent proponent of supporting victims of sexual assault. He's raised money. He's spent countless hours of his own personal time devoted to that cause. And, you can Google it. There's been tons of articles written about his work in that area. And I commend him for that. But I got to say, if these allegations are true, that's disappointing. That's disgraceful. And it's unfortunate. I don't know if they're true. And I guess time will tell. As to my knowledge, Foley hasn't put out a statement yet on this, either confirming or denying. We'll wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, folks, we're gonna at least bring it up. We're gonna let you know this is a top story. And this is what's happening, because that's the responsible thing to do. Okay? And for anyone who has a problem with that, you must not be paying attention. Okay? Boston Bad Boy works in media. Yeah. I've worked in government off and on for the past 20-plus years. Okay? We deal with social justice issues. So again, whether it's racism, sexism, whether it's bullying, PTSD, CTE, a guy with cancer who's having brain surgery, we will cover it all, including statutory rape alleged. That's just the way it is.
Well, boy, and you have to think, and, I used to think that people were smart. I used to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm seeing more and more, as the world we're living in right now, in the past couple of months, that people are really willing to bury their head in the sand and to be outraged at the wrong thing because it challenges their whole worldview.
Sure.
Because what this brings to mind is, you can't say X because if that person is capable of Y, then oh my God, who else? Who else?
Who else?
Who else? Yeah. Am I next?
Yep.
It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Now, that being said, we did not go out there and create this video.
Hell no.
This is something that somebody is alleging is a factual incident. Okay?
And she was there.
She was there. She tells her side of the story. We are not professing to be law enforcement nor attorneys to pass any kind of judgment on what's factual and what's not. This is an allegation. But you know what it is? It's news. And you know what we talk about?
News.
The news.
Yep.
And you know what we talk about a lot? The news pertaining to wrestlers. And you know what we also talk about? The news pertaining to what's going on in the world. And guess what? There's an awful lot of women finally speaking up about things that men have done inappropriately to them. And I'm wagering, I'm personally, just me, not speaking for this show, not speaking for you, I'm personally wagering that 99.99% of them are speaking the truth. Because who would put themselves through that? Who would put themselves through something like that? Especially when in the history of this is going on, women were being paid off to be quiet.
Yeah.
So, if you're saying they're doing it for money or attention, why didn't they do it quietly? Why are they going out and doing it virally on the internet? Is it because they finally feel like someone might actually effing listen to me this time?
Imagine that.
So here's the thing. Would I rather not talk about something because it's uncomfortable to some men who don't want to hear about it in a wrestling group? Or do I want to err on the side of caution to not be the one that didn't believe someone? Or at least didn't follow what they were trying to say and give them the ability to speak what they want to speak and let the law and let the investigations and whatever happens figure it out.
Sure.
Anything less than that is unethical journalism. Now, you and I are, this is not Walter Cronkite and Edward R. Murrow, even though, boy, would I love to be. But if we can strive to be like that, I think it's a win here.
Exactly.
And if you can't understand that, go listen to another effing podcast. Because I'm sick of dealing with people like that. And I know 99% of our audience isn't like that. But I know there are some twerps that listen. And they want to tell you, privately, in private, you know what, come on this show. To all those people, and I know who they are, who sent Duke messages, come on this show and open your mouth. Come on this show and talk about why you think certain people are above being talked about. Tell me why. Come on and explain it. Put your name on it.
And here's the problem.
Because you know who put their name on it? This woman who's doing the accusation.
And her name is Angel Amoroso.
Yeah. She went out there. She put herself out there.
Completely.
So, again, it's an allegation.
Yep.
You want to be an allegation? You want to be a denier? Do you want to be a person who says we shouldn't talk about this? Then put your name out there on it, too. And we'll talk to you. I'll talk to you.
And here's the thing.
And let's see what you have to say. You know why? There's nothing they have to say.
And I can't vouch for anybody.
Absolutely.
I can say, listen, I know this person, and based on what I know, this is what I know of their character or expect of their character, but I wasn't there. So for people who go out on a limb talking about what they think they know about other people, ooh.
Right.
That's bad news.
Right.
That's bad news. I'm sure a lot of people didn't realize that Kevin Spacey was whatever the heck he is at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or our buddy here who just had to leave
Al
Congress.
Franken. Senator Franken.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't realize that guy of all people.
And you know what? And the thing that kills me is I hear this a lot, and you see this a lot. They were always nice to me.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I don't think a guy like Kevin Spacey was just walking down the street grabbing people by the genitalia. Yeah. I don't think that's what...
I think it's a little more calculated than that.
Well, exactly right. I mean, it's not like... People want simple answers to stuff like this.
That doesn't
it's like, all right, monster, not monster.
Yep.
So, there's no such thing as someone who's a total monster or a total not monster.
They're a human being.
Exactly right.
Sure.
So if that's in their MO, to be a creep, to not respect women enough to respect boundaries, to assault women or to harass women.
Or to potentially be raping a child.
Well, right.
You know, statutory or otherwise.
It doesn't mean they're going to go around shooting little baby puppies.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So to say, well, I know that my interactions have been good with this person, so there's no way it could be bad. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that for you. I wouldn't do it for my own mother.
Nor should you.
And I think that, because everybody's human. Everybody has their own path that they're on for whatever reason. And these people who are messaging you should know better than to go out on that kind of a limb. Because they don't want you or I, and you'll know to be me, to name names of the people who are deniers and apologists if something bad were to come out for this.
Well, I mean, I just think that people just have to keep in mind that this show, we're going to, and we said it from the beginning, we're going to tackle the tough issues.
That's right.
And we're going to do so in a intelligent manner, but we're not going to shy away. We never have, and we never will.
No.
And the fan base doesn't want that. They want us to talk about this stuff.
You know what? Let us know. I'm interested to let us know. Let us know.
Sure.
But you know what? If you're going to let us know something, put your name on it.
Yeah.
Because our names are on this.
Well, look,
we're here right now talking in our voices with our names.
If you want to hear a show that doesn't deal with this type of stuff, there's a million options out there.
That's right.
But there are very few that go where we go. And do it in the manner that we do it. But guess what? People keep coming back, brother.
I think I'm rubbing off on you a little. You're putting yourself over a little here, and I think
I'm putting the show over.
Well,
I'm putting us over.
I think I had a little bit to do with
that.
And
I'm putting our audience over because you're intelligent enough to know what's going on here. Okay, so we had to go there, folks, and we're going to continue to go there because that's what we do.
I just think, you want to say something, come out there and say it.
Sure.
Come out there. Even a guy like Dingo.
Yeah.
Came out there as Dingo most of the time and said his piece. You know what I mean?
He did.
And now you get these cowards who call themselves pro wrestlers, big tough guys. Oh, big tough wrestlers. They want to run their mouth, but they'll only do it in private.
But then you have those pro wrestlers who said, hey, look, we know that there's some fire where that smoke is.
That's exactly right.
So whatever it is whatever it is. And once again, just to put a bullet point on this issue here, there's no legal process as far as I know thus far. We're not saying anyone did anything or didn't do anything.
That's right.
We're saying this is what's being alleged.
That's right.
That's the news. When there's an update, we'll update you.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah, we're not gonna try and insinuate one way or the other.
Listen, we were the only podcast that did not bury Alberto El Patron when that allegation of domestic violence was happening. And everybody else buried him.
Because everybody jumped to a conclusion.
They jumped to a conclusion.
And guess what happened?
We never did that. We said, wait a second here. There's a lot more going on.
Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. And what happened? She beat him.
Yep. And we reported on it.
So don't tell me but I can't talk about these allegations. All right? Don't tell me how to do my job. Just as simple as that. So
only I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, well, you're not even allowed to do that. I'll fire you. Thank you to the Spirit of Detroit for joining us this evening. Great folks. You can head over to the Facebook, Twitter, type in Duke Loves Rasslin. Let us know what you think of the show. Next week, National Duke Day, and I can't wait. That's right.
God,
yeah, you better have something good, like I said earlier, brother.
I'm already
you better have
disgusted.
something good this time, pal. All right? Something great.
No. You know what? You're going to get nothing and like it. And I'm going to get you coal for your stocking.
God. You know,
and I'm going to talk to everybody
right
you know.
Here we go with the nonsense.